Alright, today I'll be discussing the life of an animator and how we run things around our workplace. The first thing I'll talk about is what our workplace is. We use Adobe Flash, an animating program. I don't use the most updated often for my own projects, but other animators will and we will have to when we get employed. This is Adobe Flash CS3. Now I'm going to have a visual aid explain this program, and it'll be in the form of this guy. This guy is a little Kirby fan character made by one of the animators in my community named Quote. Here, in our community, we animate different types of sprites and little things we find neat. Since we all have a love for Kirby from the Nintendo series, and we made different ones revolved around each and every single one of our likes, we do this because if we want to animate, obviously we gotta love doing it. Quote will be doing all the animating around here. Alright, so to get started, let's focus on what it's like to create a new document.
What?
Oh, those are different action scripts. An action script is used, like coding, for the basis of our animations, and we use them sometimes to make timers, sequences of numbers, images, or a VCam, which is a virtual camera. For me, I use ActionScript 2 since that's what my coding consists of and my virtual camera. This is a new document, and I won't scrutinize everything here, but I'll go over stuff you should know and that's important to me. This stuff matters. If I don't have the right size in ActionScript, everything will go wrong. The FPS setting can be adjusted how quickly you want to animate something. FPS stands for frames per second, and essentially it's a cut down of time. You probably didn't know this part, but each frame is 1/60th of a second, and our brains can only register 610 in time. Meaning each frame rate has to be a multiple of 6, and each multiple is multiplied by 2 each time. If you don't follow this, it will look like complete trash. So you can animate in 12, 24, 30, 60, and 120. You cannot animate in 6 FPS or in 70 and in between, and animating in 240 FPS above is only what a masochist does. I've seen 1000 FPS animations and they are not fun. These are some tools. We use these to do different things to our animations, like tools in a shed or silverware in the kitchen. The timeline is one of the most key parts of an animator's workspace. It helps us keep track of each frame and where everything is gone. Well, let's pull up an already existing animation and scrutinize it closely. It's easier to take some examples there. Alright, this is an animation I've made before. I'll play it back for you so you can see it, and then we'll go and take a closer look at it.
Here we go. You ready for this?
So let's run it back, but in detail a bit. Let's look at the library. This is what is used in the animation. It's literally set up like a library and has all the symbols and tweens ever created in the document. You can use this to find stuff you could be looking for to reuse or to throw away or to replace. Let's look at our timeline again. You see these lines with arrows? That's called a tween. There's multiple types, but the one you'll mostly be using is motion tween for movement. These are when you need to push something across a translation, which you should already know is a geometry term across a certain area. It's when we want to slide or move something forward, backward, sideways, or even in a circle. It's much easier than doing it manually frame by frame, so it makes our life simpler. Those weird squiggly lines are voices. We kinda need those because no character should be mute. Voices and sounds help you sell the impact of a scene, especially during a conflict. If this stuff seems confusing to you, we'll animate something small so that way you get the idea. First, we'll need a line. This is so we know where the basis of our floor will be in case we ever need to put a background or foreground and stuff where we need to have a level plane for people to stand on. We'll put down a test dummy or something. I'll get one of my friend's other Kirby-like characters to show this off. Quote, you stay here.
Lame!
Alright, now let's copy paste it into the new document. Now let's flip it around and move it to the side on the line. Now that we've done this, we'll try a simple run cycle. I've already pre-animated the run cycle for my own ease, but doing it frame by frame is a little more annoying. This is where things get a little fun. We're gonna move Violet over to where Quote is standing. See him over there? So let's get a motion tween going. And now let's move her forward about this far and hit the motion tween button. Now we have a good view of her speed from the looks of it. I'll add a sliding effect to it so that way we do have an ending to it. And ease 100 so that way she looks like she's slowing down. Simple. Now I'll play it back to you to show you what it's like. Neat, right? Well, that's just the basics of animation. I hope you've learned a bit from this, and as an example of amazing animation, I want to citate some other animators and close friends I've worked with for 2 to 3 years, and show some of their stuff off to show you what other real animations are like. I hope you've enjoyed me talking for what seems like forever, but I say goodbye and enjoy the following animations. The links to their channels will be in the description below as well.
What?
Fight me!